Welcome to the video of education psychology. So we will try to understand what is education psychology per se. It is a study of how people learn, including the cognitive, behavioral, and emotional, social influences on learning process. This is what we should be striving for. It involves studying various factors that influences learning, such as motivation, social interaction, and individual differences. Education psychologists generally work in academics environment like the schools, universities, research laboratories, and testing companies. They study how people learn. They study how people retain knowledge, primarily in education settings like classroom. Perspective in educational psychology: the behavioral perspective, the development perspective, the cognitive perspective, the constructivism approach, and the experiential perspective. So, five perspective: behavioral, development, cognitive, constructivism, and the experiential perspective we are talking about here. So, what are we looking for as education psychology is concerned? The education technology, the pedagogy or the instructional design, the special education, which is meant for special people, curriculum development, organizational learning, and what about the smart learner, the gifted learner, the people with high intellect, perhaps? So, careers, we are talking about collaboration, working with educators, administrators, teachers, students to optimize learning. Diverse setting is working in schools, research institutions, government agencies, university administration, and so on. Core tasks, what are the core tasks? We are trying to identify the students who are weaker in the study and require extra support. Core task is to develop program for struggling student. Core task is to create new pedagogy, new learning method, new teaching method. Core task is to conduct research on effective strategies, learning strategies in this case. Conduct that is which is very important. So educational background, it might be a bachelor degree or a master degree, typically required doctorate for an university and administrative role, perhaps. The history of educational psychology emerged of late 1800s, influential by the educational philosopher Johann Herbert, considered fathers of the field, emphasizes the interest of the student in learning. William James published the first educational psychological textbook way back in 1899. That's absolutely the last year of the 19th century. Alfred Bennett developed the IQ test initially to identify students or children requiring special education. John Dewey advocated the student centered learning and active participation. Benjamin Bloom created the taxonomy, which is famously known as Bloom's taxonomy. Educational objectives are collaborative, effective, and psychomotive, as the case might be. Significant features or figures, if I may say so, are John Locke, tabula rasa concept, mind as a blank state. You can write anything and imprint anything. You know, when a child is born, he or she is not aware what is the mother tongue. Probably he or she picks up that language which he or she has been exposed to, irrespective of its original mother tongue, perhaps, shaping learning through experience. So, brain is completely blank. William James' early textbook and contribution to understanding learning processes. Alfred Bennett pioneered IQ tests for identifying and supporting those with learning differences. John Dewey advocated the student-centered learning and hands-on experiences. Gene Piaget, one of the biggest influencers, are highly influential theories of cognitive stages of development based on number of years that a person has been existing on this planet, impacting the educational approaches thereby. Last but not the least is my favorite, Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy. For educational purpose, categorized for cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. Again, I repeat, the three domains is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. With this, you need to understand the role of accommodating in learning. Educational psychology offers absolutely intricate insights to how people learn, play an important role in forming educational strategies and teaching methods. In addition to the exploring the learning process, different areas of educational psychology explores much more of an emotional, social, cognitive factors that influences people learning. With this, I